Charles IV, King of Bohemia and Holy Roman Emperor, had a long and successful reign. The empire he ruled from Prague expanded, and his subjects lived in peace and prosperity. When the emperor died, the whole empire mourned. More than 7,000 people accompanied him on his last procession. The heir to the throne of the flourishing empire was Charles's son, Wenceslas IV, whose father had prepared him for this moment all his life. But Wenceslas did not take after his father. He neglected affairs of state for more frivolous pursuits. He even failed to turn up for his own coronation as emperor, which did little to endear him to the Pope. Wenceslas the Idle did not impress the imperial nobility either. His difficulties mounted until the nobles, exasperated by the inaction of their ruler, turned for help to his half-brother, King Sigismund of Hungary. Sigismund decided on a radical solution. He kidnapped the king to force him to abdicate, then took advantage of the ensuing disorder to gain greater power for himself. He invaded Bohemia with a massive army and began pillaging the territories of the king's allies. It is here that my story begins.
Greetings, me lords and my ladies, John here from the Kilobits, and today we are venturing back in time to check out the historical RPG from Warhorse Studios, Kingdom Come Deliverance. And I think this is also being distributed or published by the folks over at Deep Silver. So what is Kingdom Come Deliverance? Well, as I say, it's a historical RPG. So be gone with any ideas of, you know, orcs or elves or any kind of fantasy type magic. No, this is in fact set in the middle of the Holy Roman Empire, as you can see up here, 1403. And we play as a blacksmith's son in the middle of Bohemia, which is, you know, Central Europe at the height of the Holy Roman Empire. The King, what was it, King Charles or Emperor Charles, whatever, has just died, and his son Wenceslas has taken over the throne, and it's caused political dispute amongst the nobles. But before we get into the game, I will say I am playing on PC. This is coming to PC, PS4 and Xbox One. I can't say what it's going to look like on console, but on PC you're going to spend a good chunk of time initially in these settings, playing around with the advanced settings just to try and dial it in, because this is being done on the CryEngine, so it can look very, very pretty, but at its heart this is an indie game, and I have noticed a few graphical bugs and bits and pieces. We'll get into that as we go along, but yes, to get a steady frame rate you're going to be playing around with a lot of these settings just to try and get something usable. So I will forewarn you of that. I also will say make sure you've downloaded the latest NVIDIA drivers and things like that. Admittedly, this is still pre-release. I'm recording this a day before release, so hopefully there'll be a day one patch or something, and there's inevitably going to be videos comparing how it looks and how it runs on PC compared to consoles and that. But we're going to dive into a new game. I've spent about maybe 2 to 3 hours in the game so far, but only played like the first hour or so, because this is an RPG and a lot of it is based on your decisions and choices. They made a big point of it being based on your reputation. So here we go. Early 15th century was a time of turmoil in the Holy Roman Empire. Emperor Charles IV, his son, the king's inactivity angered many of the nobility, as well as half-brother Sigismund. So, yeah, this can be very pretty, because as I say, it is done on the CryEngine, though you're going to be doing a lot of tweaking. So these pre-rendered stuff is showing just how pretty it can look. But that's not what you're really playing this for. It's an RPG. It's all about the kind of the story and the characters. And if it plays out anything like the first, hour or so I've played, this is going to be quite an in-depth, involving story. I'm not sure how much replayability there'll be because of the fact you don't really get to create your own character. I mean, you can play around with stuff like, making them more charismatic, so it's more about the speechcraft and things like that, or you can make them, strong fighter or more agile. There's all those usual kind of RPG elements, but we will see what we can get up to with Hal, or Henry, in this first hour or so. So we live in this little village called Skalitz, I think it is. As I said, in the heart of Bohemia. And we are the son of the local blacksmith, a renowned swordsmith from Prague, who has moved to this tiny village to live with his wife and son.
Same to you. Today's a scorcher.
So this was actually one of those high-profile Kickstarter games. I think it had its Kickstarter maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. I think it might have been like January 2014.
Well, husband, how goes it?
Good. I should get it finished today. Where on earth is Henry? I need him to run some errands.
He was still sleeping when I went out.
At this hour? Blue-blooded idler.
Well, it looks like he was out all evening, drinking like a lord.
Go and get the lazy bones up then. Quick clout round the ear should do it.
So, as I was saying, yes, this was a Kickstarter game. I think initially they were after like £300,000. In the end, they raised 1.1 million. So, obviously, with that kind of budget, they actually managed to do a lot more than what they planned. So, they did a lot of stuff like they actually created their own motion capture studio and got to hire, better motion capture artists and voice artists and that. So the characters all do feel very human.
Wait, what's this? Have you been... Oh,
though, like I said, this is a smaller studio, we'll say. So some of the characters do suffer from the uncanny valley syndrome of, they do look a little plasticky, but not, I wouldn't say not as bad as Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh, don't worry, it wasn't that. I just scratched myself is all.
So occasionally you'll catch yourself going, that face looks good, but it doesn't look quite right. But like I said, this is an RPG where you do get involved in the story. So we've been caught fighting by our mother.
A fine state you're in this morning. What on earth did you get up to last night?
And here we go. Like I said, we get to kind of decide our kind of basis. So by means of the first two choices in this dialogue, you will select your character's default characteristics. So we were chatting in the tavern, which increases our speech. I was dancing. We saw Bianca, which is his girlfriend, or was working in the forge. We'll go with speechcraft.
Nothing much. Me and the lads were just having a chat in the tavern. Some wayfarer stopped by. He was telling us what's going on in the world, and, well, I lost track of time.
Well, I hope he didn't fill your head with nonsense. Well, I've got a feeling there's something you're not telling me, and it's connected with that scratch on your hand, and that suspicious-looking character with a sword who turned up in town recently.
So we can go on with the speechcraft, double that up. Though I think I'm going to give myself a bit of strength.
So I'm learning to sword fight, and what of it? What harm does it do? At least I'll be able to defend myself.
God above, Hal! You know how your father will react when he finds out.
How? What's he going to do? I'm doing nothing wrong. I just wanted to try it.
On your own head be it then. I can't stop you, and you can deal with your father on your own. Don't come looking to me for help.
Okay, well, my friend's been here. Am I hungry? He's part angry.
Is father angry with me for sleeping late?
He's not happy. Yesterday you promised him you'd help finish that sword for Sir Radzig. He's not as young as he was, and you know how his joints pain him. He's too proud to complain, but he needs your help, Henry.
I know. Don't worry, Ma. Of course I'll help him.
Good. He always says his knees ache when there's a storm coming. I hope they're wrong this time. It's looking like such a nice day.
Is that a bit of foreshadowing? We'll see. Anyway, do you need my help? No, I think we'll end the dialogue there. So, I mean, that's a little bit of flavour text.
What are you doing?
So, one thing I will also say is I have noticed some, like, camera bugs, specifically in those kind of dialogue cutscenes. Occasionally, the camera will be, like, too high. We'll just see the top of the person's head. Or it'll be a dialogue between two characters, and all of a sudden we'll have the camera spin like that to the character. So there are still a few of those kind of bugs, though we are going to have to eat something. So the bar underneath obviously shows our health and our stamina, and then the little thing next to it is obviously we need to eat. Nom 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 noms. There you go. That little icon's disappeared. So we need to go see Dad at the forge. Also, I will say the field of view is quite narrow. I think the only options initially when I tried it out were like 60, 65, 70 and 75. I thought, oh, right, well, I'm going to need as wide as possible. I normally have my kind of field of view, you know, somewhere between 80 and 90 at least. If you have a high field of view, you're going to get seasick. Motion sickness is a big thing. So also bear that in mind. Like I said, you're going to spend a lot of time dialing in settings.
Anyway, we've a lot of work to do today. I'm finishing the sword for Sir Radzig, and I need your help.
With what?
I'm running out of charcoal. Run to the market and buy a bag from the charcoal burner.
I'll need some money then.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Kunesh still owes me for an axe, a hammer, and the nails I sold him a month ago. Not to mention his debt from before. Go and tell him to pay up, at least for the axe and hammer, and then use the money to buy the charcoal.
Kunesh? That drunkard? That'll be fun.
Well, you're a big lad now. I'm sure you can manage. If not, tell him that next time I'll come myself and personally use that hammer to bang those nails into his arse.
Sure he'll be happy to hear it. Is that all?
Not quite. The Chamberlain at the castle has the crossguard for Sir Radzig's sword, which I had engraved in Sasau.
You want me to go and pick it up? All right. Money, charcoal, crossguard. Got it.
And ale. Stop off at the tavern on your way home. I know you'll be going there anyway to see that girl of yours. But make sure the ale's still cool from the cellar when you get back.
Her name is Bianca.
Right, so make sure Bianca draws me a nice cool one. Run along now. Work won't wait.
So it wouldn't be an RPG without some fetch quests, especially at the beginning of the game. So they can go. Our codex is updated. We've got to buy a bag of charcoal. We'll actually just bring this up so you can actually see. So we need to buy a bag of charcoal, collect debt from Kunesh, pick up the crossguard, buy ale. And also there's an option of go to a sword fighting lesson. So hopefully we can do all of this. And we can actually have a look at the map. This will actually indicate, well, obviously we're here at the forge. We need to pick up the crossguard and then all the other stuff in the middle of town. So, yeah, let's exit out. Well, we're right next to the castle here, so let's get the crossguard first. And you can see, as I run, my stamina is going down, depleting. I mean, if we run around too much, it all gets a little blurry after a while. Come on. Run out of energy, Henry. There you go. It all goes blue. I'm going to black out. I'm going to black out. No. So, obviously, once you finish running, it will start regaining. And we will need to keep an eye on our stamina when we get into fights, obviously. Anyway, let's get our crossguard.
God be with you.
And with you, Henry.
How are you?
Father sent me. We're forging a sword for Sir Radzig, and the Chamberlain has the crossguard and grip. Father had them engraved in Sasau.
Right. They're here. The Chamberlain gave them to us for you. We looked them over. Beautiful work. I've never seen anything so fine.
I can't wait to see the sword. Just make sure you don't botch it.
When did I ever botch anything?
Where shall I start?
Ah, shut up and give me what I want, or I'll kick your ass this evening.
Right away, your lordship.
Magnificent. Shame I can't keep the sword for myself. Well, I better go if we're to get the job done by this evening.
Godspeed. See you later in the tavern.
You certainly will. After today's work, the ale might even be on me.
So there we go. We've got the crossguard. Now let's head down into the village and go get the rest of the stuff. But the rest of the stuff is going to cost us. So we will have to get that money off Kunesh. But I can show you quickly around town. So we can find quests on J, press M for our map. And you are seeing a little bit of popping. As I said, I mean, this is pre-release, but it's only a day before, and I had a 20 gig download patch last night. So hopefully there's another day one patch which will help improve it a little. I mean, you can play around with loading distance and things like that, but I'll keep hammering this home. You're going to be playing around a lot with the settings.
I was surprised myself, but I wasn't sure Betty would even want to sell them.
So we've got some merchants. The coal burner is over here. So we can't actually buy anything off him yet. And this is the mysterious stranger with the sword.
Something? Have you recovered from yesterday's great wound?
Oh, it was nothing. Except Mother noticed and had a word or two to say about it.
No mother's happy when a son starts to take an interest in swords. Where there's weapons, there's death. The question is, what do you want?
I don't want to rot in this hole forever. I feel like I don't belong here. I want to live and see the world. But the world's a dangerous place and I need to know how to protect myself.
Spoken like a man. And as it happens, today's your last chance. I have to leave. So, are you ready to get stuck in?
Yes.
Let's go.
All right. I'll wait on the ground by the sheepfold as usual.
So we'll go see him later, though. First, we do have our jobs to do, and I know Kunesh lives and works in this building here. Now, I did say this is a typical RPG. There's a lot of ways around stuff. Where are you, old man? There you are. All right.
God be with you, Kunesh.
What do you want?
Father sent me for your money.
My father sent me to get the coin you owe him for the axe, hammer and nails.
I've got nothing. Clear off.
Come on, pay for the tools at least.
You know you owe father for a lot more than just the axe and hammer. If he went to the bailiff about it, you'd be in deep water. At least pay for the tools if you can't pay for everything.
I told you I have no coin, you bastard. Get the hell out of here, or I'll use the axe on you.
Right, so persuasion. We can do different things. We can use speechcraft. You know, higher our speeches, the more we are likely to persuade somebody. If we have very high reputation, we can, use our society standing. We can use strength, or we can even bribe people. But we will see here. Henry has 3 speech, 7 reputation, and 2 strength versus a guard. You get the idea. It's it's based on our stats, but I will say we can. Well, Father did say we can just say, okay, right. Well, we'll send the old man down, or we can try and persuade him, or we can even try and bully him into it, giving it us. We'll try talking him into it.
Look, I know things aren't easy. Your wife ran off, Booze is dear these days, and you're as much use as a square wheel. It's no wonder you're short of coin. But a debt's a debt, and I can't leave here without something.
You son of a whore! How dare you speak to me like that? Didn't your thieving father teach you any manners? No? Well, I'll teach you then.
Well, I knew I was going to fail, but I purposely wanted to do this so we can get into some combat. And, in fact, I'm going to actually fail the combat as well, because this gives us other options. Also, the combat in this, especially on keyboard and mouse, is a little finicky. So it's kind of like chivalry combat. As you can see, this star in the middle indicates where, swings and blocks are coming from. So, you could swing from the left or lower left, right, whatever. That's more for kind of sword play and sword combat. But it also applies to hand-to-hand. And you can see on keyboard and mouse, it's slash or a jab, or slash or a hook on the left mouse button, stab or jab on the right. We can do stuff like kicks. We can lock onto our opponent, unlock, and block with Q. Now, like I said, I've played this several times, purely just to see what the different outcomes are of this encounter. So, like I said, we'll back off into like the circle bit here. This gives us more room. And this also ups our stats as well. There we go. Though, like I said, I am on PC. And the fact that this is on console as well, I have got my gamepad plugged in. Because, I mean, you may find... you might want to actually do combat and potentially even the horse riding using a gamepad. But we can do stuff like kick him to give ourselves some length. With that, we can block.
Go ahead and gather your strength, you'll need it.
And as you can see, I am moving that little red line. Though, obviously on gamepad, that's a little easier because you can use the right stick. Whereas, obviously, on mouse and keyboard, I'm using arrow keys for direct moving us around as well as moving that with the mouse. So it's a little more awkward. And we can see our health and his health. So, obviously, the red bar is our health. Yellow bar is our stamina. But the little pink one to one side is his. So, if we can land a few blows, we will see that tick down. There we go. We've leveled one up perk. Now, this is a reasonably tough fight, because I think it's designed to kind of teach you the combat, but also teach you how wounds affect you, and to give you more options. And it is a little bit about stamina management as well, because you don't want to black out in the middle of a fight. There you go. Reached another unarmed combat level. But you can see I'm having barely any effect on him. Oh, there you go. We've got a couple of good strikes in. And you can see the pink bar, purple bar, whatever it is, has gone down a little. But he's going to start doing some real damage to us shortly. And if not, I'm going to start throwing the fight. So like I said, I do want to show you some of the other options. What happens if you don't actually, out-talk him or actually out-fight him. There you go. Our health has gone down a little. Now you can see it's definitely going down. We're getting blooded. But I want to see if we can get our strength up a little, because we will do a little bit more fighting. There we go. New level warfare. Oh, I should be blocking more as well. But like I said, it's not that important for this one. It's not like he's going to beat us to death. So, he is the town drunk, so I wouldn't put it past him if he could. Go on. Let's just see if we can get our strength up. There you go. Right, now we've got a wound. Serious wounds, parts of the body significantly affect your combat. So go on then. Just let him beat on us. Go on. Now, health should start going down. Come on. Come on. Kick her head in. Stop backing off. Look, my hands are down. You're not gonna... Go on. Okay, he's taking his time about this. Come on, come on. Take a swing at me.
I haven't even started
I'm open.
yet.
I'm open. Come on. He normally beats me quicker than this. He's getting cautious. He's getting wise to maneuvers. Am I going for the rope-a-dope? Come on. Come on, you old man. Oh, I'm getting bored now. Come on. Maybe if I wear out my stamina, his next hit's going to actually do more damage. So I think my health needs to get down to like half before it actually classes it as a fail. No, don't damage him too much. I don't want to win this fight. Strangely. So, I mean, I can try and do some different strikes. There we go. Come on. You're gonna kill me. Right. There we go. There we go. Right. That's what we wanted. So go to Mother, get patched up.
And your old man can fuck off too.
Now we need to try and get the axe, hammer, and nails back another way. So let's go get patched up first. And of course, being injured, we have less stamina as well. So that whole bar goes down, which is a nice touch. The more damage we are, you know, the less time we can spend running. So it does make sense. So let's head over, see Mother, get patched up, and then we can go into town and see another way of getting the stuff. So, Mom, I'm hurt.
Ma, I'm hurt. Won't stop.
It does just look like he's been attacked by a pot of paint. His clothes don't look exactly bloody. They just look like they've been daubed with some red paint.
To learn to do that yourself.
Thanks, Ma.
Right, so there you go. Our health's going back up. Now, there are two other options of how we can actually get the stuff we need off him. I can show you one. This is what I said. I played this several times to see what the different kind of methods are. So there should be a pop-up in a minute that says about... Well, I can just do it. If we press C, we can crouch and go a little bit stealthy. So with him right there, we don't particularly want him to see us. So I'm going to hold off because we want to get into his house. Because it said it did say find another way of getting the axe, hammer, and nails off him. Well, obviously he's got the axe over here, there, so we'll have a job getting it from out of his hands. Also, look at these top quality foliage textures. Go on, you're going to go around the other corner yet? Come on, go on, go on. You can't see me. I've been playing Assassin's Creed, can't you tell? No. Right, you should move around. Go on, drop that. I don't know if his vision cone actually sees over here, but I would presume so. So I'm playing it cautious. Alright, go on, collect all your wood. I know, top quality YouTube entertainment, I know. He will move, I promise. We'll skip to that if necessary. Right. Take your wood away. Right. So now we can break in. We're in a private area. Now, clearly there's a chest here.
I'll need a lockpick to get into that.
So there you go.
Fritz might have one.
That's an option. So if we can get a lockpick, we can get that. Nope, we're good. Let's close the door. Are we still crouching? No, we're not. So we need to get either a lockpick or there is another option. And to do that, I'm going to go over to the tavern here. Because here's our friends.
You can't be serious, Deutsch. Insulting our king.
What insult? I say only the truth. Sigismund has done only what he had to.
He had to abduct the king. He had to lure his cousin Prokop into a trap and imprison him. He had to invade with his army of Tartars and besiege Kuttenberg.
Why not? What is this Wenceslas for a king? The empire is falling asunder in his hands. The German counts elected Ruprecht of the Palatinate as king because your Wenceslas would not go to their deeds even.
German counts. Traitors.
Now even the Pope
God be with
is
you,
opposed
Henry.
to your king.
I'm with you,
So are
Matthew.
such lords as
What's
Henry
going on here?
of Rosenberg.
Deutsch is
Even
spouting
the
shit.
Austrian dukes Albrecht
What?
and
Just
Wilhelm
listen and you'll
are
hear
on
for yourself.
Sigismund's side. Someone has to bring order and reunite the empire.
What do I care about the Austrians? And nowadays, not even the devil himself can keep up with all the popes. Which is the rightful pope? The one in Rome or the one in Avignon?
Do not blaspheme, Alex.
No, it's true, though. Wenceslas is the king of Bohemia. Bohemian nobles are on his side. To hell with Rosenberg and his cabal. Sir Radzik is Wenceslas' commander-in-chief. He stayed loyal to the king. And if he heard you talking like this, he would have you whipped like a dog.
Your deed will soon have nothing left to rule. Jobst had to sell Luxembourg to help your king. South Bohemia is with Sigismund
and don't forget about Kuttenberg, where Germans like you kissed Sigismund's feet to keep their heads.
Yes, but...
Goodman Deutsch, this is pointless. Let us talk of more pleasant things.
My words exactly.
Deutsch has gone too far.
So, in this period of time, like a lot of the Middle Ages and that, there was a lot of political dispute and, brothers killing brothers for territory and that. So, now we're going to conspire with our friends to play a bit of mischief on the local curmudgeon in town.
You know, the one right next to his freshly whitewashed house.
So you can tell where this is going.
Count me in.
Well, I'd rather torch it, to be honest. But throwing some tears will do.
What do you say, Henry?
But I was going to get ale for father and a few other things. We're finishing Sir Radzig's sword.
Come on. Throwing a few handfuls of manure is not going to take all day.
And it's our duty to defend the honor of our king. So, Hal, are you with us?
So this is why I threw the fight, because now I can ask, well, I can do it, or I'll do it, but I need your help in return.
All right, I'll do it. But then you have to give me a hand with something.
What do you need?
Krunner shows money to father and doesn't want to pay. I tried talking to him, but he wouldn't listen. I need more than words to get coin out of him, and I can't handle it on my own.
No problem. We'll back you up. Just as soon as we're done plastering Deutsch's house.
I'll be happy to sort out that drunken oaf.
All right. Let's go while Deutsch is still sitting safely in the tavern.
There we go. So there you go. There's our other option. And I will say, there's something about this reminds me a little of Skyrim. Not because, it's an RPG and we've got this kind of almost feudal style village and things like that. No, it's the NPCs and their AI pathing. Occasionally they will run into walls or just occasionally kind of bug out slightly. And they just look like they're about to do a barbershop quartet or something. The way they're just standing there.
So are we doing this or not?
Wait. We have to check that the coast is clear.
Why? Deutsch is in the tavern.
But maybe you noticed after all these years that he has a wife and a son.
And that's a problem?
Aye, it is. Henry, you go and lure her away somehow.
Why me?
Because you're the clever one.
Yeah.
So we need to go sweet talk the wife.
What do you want, lad?
Your husband's making
I just went
trouble.
by the tavern and your husband was in there talking nonsense. I thought someone should take him home before he gets himself in trouble.
What sort of nonsense?
Well,
Hands clipping through the legs.
was right, and King Wenceslas is a drunkard. That sort of thing. Some people took exception, so I thought...
You saw that kind of little flicker. Like I said, in these cutscenes, you will notice a few glitches and bugs.
Thank you for telling me.
Hopefully, that sort of stuff will get patched out. Like I said, I don't know what it's going to be like on console as well, but we'll have to wait and see. There you go. She's off, and we should be able to talk to these guys again momentarily. There you go. Now, kids, don't try this at home.
What are you waiting for, soldier?
Otherwise, your neighbours are going to be very pissed off with you.
For king and
Saying that, I don't think many people have piles of manure in their gardens nowadays.
Clean. Fun.
Nearly as good as having that traitor in the pillory. Nearly. Now that would be sweet.
That's for Sigismund.
Woohoo! Eat shit, doshes.
You bastards! What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Hey, Hans, can't you see? We're decorating your house for you.
It's like your old man was saying in the tavern about that traitor Sigismund. We're just doing what we have to do.
Oh, sons! I'll make those smiles off your faces!
Oh, I'd like to see you try. What are you doing here, Zbigniew? Hanging out with this poxy Deutscher? Maybe you'd like to try out the latest German fashion.
That's a rather solid turd
Fucker!
to hit him in the
I'll make
face.
you pay for that.
So now we get into a bit of combat we can probably handle easily enough. So these guys go down pretty easily, especially with the advantage in numbers as well. Right, that's one down. Let's go help this guy.
What are you doing? For God's sake! Stop right now! The catch pole is on his way!
The catch pole. Oh no, we need to run away from the cops now. So, okay, we're about to black out, so probably don't carry on running whilst we're low stamina. There we go, running from the catch pole. Now, one thing I never tried was continuing the fight and maybe getting pinched by the catch pole. That might also give you another bunch of options. So one of the things we could have done is if I can run up to him. There you go.
Listen, there's this locked chest I need to get into.
Really? And only straight not good enough for you anymore?
It's just that someone has something that doesn't belong to him, and I want to take it back.
If you say so. It's not skin off my nose anyway. I've got some lockpicks you can have. But if you get caught, you didn't get them from me.
Never heard of you. Thanks, Fritz.
So, alternatively, we could just pick the lock. So, I'm going to hang out with my friends for a bit longer. Watch them clip through a cow and then get stopped by... Oh, no.
Greetings, Henry.
I've seen them run up behind somebody and just get stuck in like a queue. Right, it'd be this one, probably. Let's see. Happens again. Oh, no. Like I said, the collisions are a little skewed. It reminds me of Bethesda games like that. But we need to go over to Kunish's house.
Look where you're
Come
going.
on. They're just going to take the long way round. So then they don't seem in much of a hurry.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
Just a few little things. Did I tell you about my white lace making?
Come on.
No.
Can we get there quicker, please? I've got places to be. Avoid the guards. Right. Round the outside, round the outside. We're going to... So obviously, this is the old man's house. I've no idea where the other guy was. He was following us. Oh no, here he is. How'd you get here so quick? Did you take another route that we didn't see? Right. It should ding in a second. There you go.
Oof.
Well, we sorted that Deutsch out.
That was pretty close, eh?
That old bastard didn't stand a chance.
True, but I'm worried that fucker Hans will snitch on us.
Well, let him. Then I'll snitch on him. And anyway, what can they do to us for throwing a bit of dung?
Good point. It's not as if anyone really likes the Deutsch.
So, I need your help.
I need a hand with Kunesh.
Sure, mate. You helped us, so we'll help you.
Let's get to it then.
So, now I brought me boys to help me out.
What the hell?
The old man should not put up as much of a fight, or at least...
Kunesh, get out here, you old goat. I've something to show you.
Come on, you miserable old bloke. Where are you? Come on. Come on, you miserable bastard. Look, there's 4 of us now.
What the fuck are you here for? You want me to take a whip to you or call a catch pole? Just try it, you old drunk.
There you go. Fight's over a lot quicker this time.
Enough! I give up.
So, I mean, admittedly, I didn't go the full speech route. Presumably, if you pump both of those optional questions right at the beginning into speech, you may be able to out-talk him. Or you can outfight him. I have outfought him and got what we needed straight away. So, essentially, he's given us his key to his house. Well, at least key to the chest. So now we can either unlock it or pick the lock. We'll just unlock it just for time's sake. So there's the hammer. Let's take that. And we'll take that. And we also need to get the axe, which we know is outside. We're basically taking these so we can sell them.
Blacksmith's boy, you got the better of me. Take what you want, but you haven't heard the last of this.
Right, so now we have all the tools back. We can go sell them and actually get the money we need to buy the charcoal and the ale for father. So this is clearly the tool merchant. So we've got some gear to sell.
Good God, you look terrible. Did someone attack you?
Let's trade. So we need to sell these things. And you can check our basket with X. Now, we could just sell these straight away for 5.3. Though, this is, you know, all about trading and haggling. So let's see if we can actually haggle that price up a little. Come on, come on. At least it allowed me last time. Come on. Why is it? Okay, is it bugged? I think it may have bugged. Okay, this is interesting. We should have been able to haggle. Now we haven't got the cash. Let me just double check it hasn't bugged and given us the cash as well. Okay, so prone to bugs. So this is another reason why I do these kind of first impressions kind of unedited, so you can actually see weird shit like this happening. So this may require a quick restart. Yep, no, okay. Have to restart. Okay, well, here we go again. Let's see if we can actually get this to work this time. Right, we can check on basket again. Right, so to haggle. Let's see if we can haggle.
I'd like to discuss the price.
There we go. It does work this time. So haggling is based, again, on our reputation. I don't know whether it affects our speechcraft as well. So essentially, obviously, if we're buying something, we want to haggle down the price. If we're selling something, we want to haggle it up. Now, every failed attempt lowers our reputation with the actual trader. So their opening offer goes down. So we need to bear that in mind. We need to get a successful haggle on the first attempt. Though it's not a complete failure state. You can try again until you can come to a deal. So currently the offer is 5.3. We want to try and get that up a little. We're not going to get 7.2. I seriously doubt we would, but we can maybe go for like 5.8. Let's see. See what he'll go for.
What about this?
We're getting there. Just drop the price a bit more.
So we can see he's gone to 5.5. And you can see the little icon underneath him. It's filled up a little bit with yellow. So if we go to 5.6, presumably he'll come round to that.
All right, so.
There you go. So you can go a little bit of back and forth, but every turn, that yellow circle of the pie or whatever it is, fills up. But now we've got 5 gold. Well, 5.6 gold. So now we can go to the charcoal merchant, or at least his helper.
Good health to you.
Let's trade. So we need 10 bags of coal. So let's grab that. Ooh, no, too much. Accept. Now we can check our basket and we can again haggle. So currently it's going to cost us 5. So let's see if we can actually bring down that price. Assuming it doesn't bug.
About the price.
Sure, why not?
So currently it's 5. Let's see if we can bring it down to 4.6. Let's see.
Are we agreed?
Well, now a little more and we'll shake on it.
So he's gone to 4.8. So let's go 4.7. Let's see if he'll make that deal.
Finally, a reasonable sum.
There you go. So we've got a little bit of money left over. We do need to go get that ale for father. Let's go back to the tavern. Where's Bianca? Hey, B, where are you? You in here? Bianca. There you are.
God save, my lovely. You're looking well today.
You too, handsome. What brings you here?
Now, this is where I was saying about this. Sometimes there's slightly odd camera angles for the dialogue bits.
You're a beauty, of course.
That was like way over than it should have been.
Oh, noble sir. I'm as honored as any simple maid can be. And apart from my beauty, what else might your worship desire?
We need pitcher. So
I need ale for father.
A pitcher as usual?
Aye. Bring me a cool one from the cellar.
But of course. Here you are.
Thanks.
It's on me today. You can pay me back this evening.
Out of the question.
I wonder what kind of payment she'll take in kind.
This evening I'll have something more for you.
I can't wait.
Thanks.
So that cost us
You'll have
0.2.
something to look forward to this evening.
So we do still have a little bit left over.
Oh, by the way, that shifty-looking fellow was asking after you.
Vaniak?
Yeah, we still need to go do our
He's
combat
a man
trading.
Who makes his coin robbing honest wayfarers. I'm sure of it. I'll be happy when he's gone for good. But what in heaven's name are you up to with him?
He promised to teach me how to use a sword.
What use would that be to you?
Enough. You sound just like father. I'll be going now. See you this evening.
Hal, I've got something special for you.
Is that so?
Right here in the middle of the tavern. No.
Favorite Savior Schnapps.
Really? You're an angel.
I hope you'll thank me properly later.
You bet I will.
So I don't know whether this turns into Witcher and we can actually get off with every woman in town. I don't think this guy is quite Geralt. So I was saying, we did have money left over. So, I mean, if we wanted, we could actually play dice with this guy, do some gambling. I tried it. I couldn't really wrap my head around it. So we'll hold on to our cash. Plus, we're getting close to time now. So I'll go do the sword fighting. And then we can deliver everything we need to father. So, the swordsman was up here by the sheep's pen. There you go.
So, can we get started?
Yes, we can. And I will actually do this with gamepad so I can show you how the lock-on, what the lock-on and
you can show me everything I've taught
the different swings work. So as I said, combat with gamepad seems a little easier than with the keyboard and mouse.
Keep moving. Your life depends on it.
So yeah, all we need to do is keep moving. We can lock with
all right. Now try to hit me.
So you can see I'm using the right stick to move that around.
Try slashing from different sides. Unpredictability is the key. Never repeat yourself.
So right trigger is our slash, and we can choose the direction with this. So we need to be unpredictable. We can go low. Let's see if we can swing up.
The point of the blade is for stabbing. Try it a few times.
Okay, let's jab. And you can see that's going for the point in the middle. There you go. So it feels a lot more fluid with gamepad, the combat. I think it may be just the fact that you're using analog sticks.
Follow it with another.
So it's worth an option. If you have a gamepad, it might be worth trying to have that on standby if you're not getting on with the combat. I will say that much. Oh, no, we're running out of stamina. We need to do chain attacks 3 times. There you go. We chained our attacks 3 times.
All right, that's enough.
So you can see it seems to be more geared towards gamepad, possibly. It's almost that kind of chivalry style combat, because chivalry did have the first person combat, which you had to kind of swing and block from the right directions.
There's nothing better than experience, believe me.
But we need to get back to Father in the Forge. We have stuff to deliver. We've got that sword to make. So let's get on with our job. Like I said, we'll wrap up with that. Come on. Hey, Dad! I've got that stuff you wanted. Here's the things you wanted.
About time. Have you got everything I wanted?
I have.
I have charcoal, the hilt, and the ale. We can start.
Good job.
Should you really be drunk in charge of a forge? Well, is that a wise thing? I honestly, I don't think so.
Let's see what kind of job the master in Sasau did for us. Look at that, lad. Well, that's what I call craftsmanship.
What does the inscription mean?
Damned if I know. Doesn't look like Czech to me. Latin, maybe? Lord Radzig ordered it. Oh, this will be the finest sword I've ever made.
Is this where it suddenly turns into an episode of Man at Arms on YouTube?
We'll put it all together.
Not quite. Though I wouldn't be surprised if, further down the line, maybe Man at Arms will actually do a replica of this sword.
By the way,
possibly.
Someone paid me a call. I reckon you might know what it was about.
I'm not sure.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure you and your friends threw dung at Deutsch's freshly whitewashed house. He was here with the catchpole earlier, and it was not a friendly visit. What got into you, Hal?
That Deutsch was talking treason in the tavern about Sigismund and the king. He got what he deserved.
Got what he deserved, did he? You can go and clean up the mess you made and apologise to him. I have a trade to run. The German pays well, and having my son in the pillory helps nothing and nobody, least of all the king.
Don't mess with my business, son.
Yes. Look me in the eye, Henry. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. Then we'll never have this conversation again.
So you think it's right to let traitors speak ill of our king?
The boy gets caught, making a fool of himself, and he still hasn't learned his lesson. So Deutsch spouts rubbish, and what? you turn into a common thug. You might win a fight with violence, but you'll never win an argument. Remember, Henry, if you want to convince someone that they're wrong, try using your mouth and not your fists.
Hang on a second, aren't you a blacksmith? Isn't your trade weapons?
The furnace is ready.
Right, we'll do the grip. I'll heat it up, and when I take it out, you slip the grip on so it fits exactly. You know what you're doing.
So is this an apprenticeship or is this just child labour? You know, I like how the blacksmith gets gloves, but we don't. I'm guessing one slip and...
Good. Once more. That's it. Done. Now file it down so it sits well in the hand. I'll prepare the guard.
So as I mentioned before, I think this game is really going to, you know, live and die by the kind of the story and the kind of the experience you have of it.
Who ever heard of a master swordsmith making horseshoes in a village?
So I don't know whether we'll actually find anything out about our father's past. In the first hour or so I've played, there's no actual further hints than this kind of little story bit.
I do. Life was good under his reign.
Better than now.
He built half of Prague and a score of castles, had a bridge made over the Moldau, and founded a university, and all without a war. He knew how to rule.
Better than Wenceslas.
Better by far. But Wenceslas doesn't have it easy. It's hard to step into the shoes of someone whose like is born only once 1,000 years.
What about Sigismund?
Do you think Charles would have brought an army down on his own people like Sigismund? No. Wenceslas may not be the equal of his father, but Sigismund, he brings shame to the royal name. How's it going? Give it here, and we'll put it all together.
So this is why I'm saying I could potentially see people building replicas of this. If not the developers themselves, you know, commission a blacksmith to actually make a replica one.
The Lord be with you. My father sent me for those nails.
Good day to you, Teresa. They're ready. Will you fetch them for me, Hal? They're in the trunk in the living room.
So, yet more fetch quests. So, we're getting close to where I want to wrap it up now. So, my initial thoughts. It's a good-looking game. I don't know how well it's going to fare up, because I am noticing a fair few glitches and bugs. I don't think they're hardware-related. I think it's just the fact that the CryEngine is very, very capable, but being a smaller studio, I think we could probably actually take all of this. Let's just take all of it. They are, you know, they haven't got the resources of, you know, a bigger studio to do everything they want to. And even with the huge amount of money they managed to raise on Kickstarter.
Thanks. So how's Bill?
They are kind of...
She's fine.
I wouldn't say hampered, but they are at the disadvantage of, you know, a lot of expectations, trying to do something of this scale for kind of the size they are. I mean, I don't know how big the studio is, but I know it's not your CD Projekt Reds or anything like that. They haven't got the numbers to kind of do this huge sweeping thing to this kind of graphical fidelity that somebody else like CD Projekt Red or, you know, another one of the bigger studios, well, bigger indie studios may have. I am intrigued by the story. I'm kind of getting to grips with the combat. I don't know how the elements of the RPG
I would expect nothing less from such a renowned
work out with, whether you focus on agility or you focus on persuading people with your power of speech and things like that.
Lost your skills, though.
But it seems there may be multiple ways to play this, and right from the start, when they initially launched their Kickstarter, Warhorse have said they wanted to have like almost an open world where you can approach it however you want, and it's based on the reputation you build for yourself. Plus, we're going to need a lot more training with the sword, I think. Can't even cut over a stick.
You still have a lot to learn.
Yes, he does.
Ask your father to show you how. He knows what he's about.
Learning his trade will serve him better in life, sir.
Perhaps. But who knows what the future holds for each of us. I see that you almost have it finished.
It just needs a polish, then Henry will bring it to you.
Excellent. Fine work, very fine. A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer. What say you, Svan?
True, Sir Radzik. If I'd have had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently.
Anyway, continuing my thought. Initial thoughts with the game, I'm very impressed.
A man of his talent
it is hampered by a few kind of technical issues, I will say. You will have to spend a decent amount of time trying to dial in the settings for your system, especially if you're playing on PC. Whether you want to focus on the visual fidelity of it or if you want smoother frame rate, you will have to do a lot of kind of tweaking in that. There are a few bugs, but I think this is, like I said, going to live and die by its story and the kind of experience you get out of it. The fact that you can't create a custom character may dissuade some people, though the idea is you can potentially make Henry as unique as you want him.
Thank you for the hospitality.
Though I haven't really got into much of kind of customizing him. I mean, the limited stuff we've done was, change Mother's opinion of us, and that gave us an advantage on speech and strength. We saw a little bit of leveling with the combat. We gained some agility and some strength with that. I don't know whether we can do much with changing our stats as we go, actually leveling up and that. I've not experienced anything along those lines yet.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son?
I'm intrigued. I'm going to continue playing. I'll probably continue playing over on Twitch. I may even do like a week's worth of, streams on this, just to see how deep it goes and what there is actually in it. But I will say a word of caution. It's going to probably stretch your system. You'll probably find some bugs. If you want highly, highly polished RPGs, go into this knowing that it may have a few issues. That's the main thing I will say. But if you want an RPG that's a little different and that it's not all like high fantasy in that, if you want something that's closer to kind of maybe chivalry, but with more of a story, this may well tickle your fancy. Or if you're a fan of, like the Total War games, but you'd like to be down there on the battlefield with them, it seems like this is going to be one for history buffs, potentially, because this is based on, real life events. I mean, Warhorse is a Czech studio. This is why they probably set it in this period of time, around this area, because it's in their heartland. And it's a very interesting take. And as you can see, things have gotten a little bleak for us.
Listen to me, Al. Listen carefully. Take the sword, go into the house, and grab anything else important from the trunk. Go to the castle. Hurry!
What about you?
Your mother is in the village. I'll fetch her and we'll follow right behind.
I'll go with you.
No! You'll do what I say right now. Give the sword to Sir Radzik. If anything happens, he'll take care of you. He owes me.
So you can probably guess what is going to happen next. I will let it run out, but yes, things are about to make a dramatic change for our life. So once again, this is Kingdom Come Deliverance, out today, 13th of February, on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. I think it's going to be retailing at like $60, so about £40. I will leave details in the description below if you want to find out more information for yourself.
Get inside, quick! We have to shut the gates! Get running, people! Come on!
Mind this from me. Are we going to go in? Are we going to go in? No! Mother! Father! I must help! Anyway, if you've enjoyed this first impressions, do let me know. You can hit that like button, or you can let us know in the comments below. If you have any questions, I will try and answer them. As I said, I'm going to be playing a bunch more of this, so as I get deeper into it, if there's anything else I come across, you have any questions, do ask me in the comments below, or you can reach us on any of the socials over at the Kilobits. And once again, I will probably be streaming this over on Twitch as well. So if you want to find me, I will be over at twitch.tv/thekilobits. Get away from her! You have a sword, don't just stand there. Go get stuck in, mate. Father! No! I don't know whether he turns into like the medieval Batman now. He's seen his parents slaughtered. But yes, this has been Kingdom Come Deliverance. Hopefully I will see you guys again soon. And like I said, if you enjoyed this, do give us a like. If you're new here, why not hit that subscribe button? And I'm going to be playing more of this. Alright, until next time, guys. Catch you later.
Come on, Hal! You can still make it! Run!